Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Before the video actually starts, I want to tell you guys our last ever runway racing event will be this weekend, November 23rd and 24th. If you can make it, come on out. It's in Mineral Wells, Texas at the airport. This will be our final month doing it after almost half a year. We'll have drifting, autocross, and some surprises for everyone. It's a 2-day event, so bring a tent. We're camping it all night long. We're really sad to say these events will be going away, but unfortunately that's what the city decided because they will be returning the lot to what it was originally intended for as a military training pad. So click the link in the description below, either Facebook or our website, and RSVP today. It's actually cheaper if you RSVP online, so yeah, just send it. Go, link below, go click that. With that said, let's get to the video. What's up guys, welcome back to the video. So for any of y'all that don't know, or if any of y'all are new here or just haven't been seeing the videos because the algorithm completely sucks, this is our street legal Dune Buggy and it is getting a complete facelift. So long story short, it's getting an H22A Prelude engine. Came with 50 horsepower stock from the factory. The Prelude engine is about 160. But yeah, we've spent long nights here this whole week with the guys at Jesse's Performance. I guess first things first guys, we'll show you the brand new wiring harness we got going on. This is what came out of the buggy. This was the old harness. This is the cheap Chinese that they stuck in there. And
full of butt connectors,
yeah,
electrical tape.
Can you just describe that harness in like 2 words?
It's a rat's nest.
Garbage, Novice garbage. So we actually are using a arc panel from Summit Racing. For y'all that don't know, it's basically a system that consists of a relay board with fuses and a switch panel. And it's like 400 bucks. Doesn't look like 400 bucks, but it's 400 bucks. So it's professional, it's full race car mode, and we'll go through what the switches do. So quick rundown so you guys know how this works. This first switch right here is a momentary push switch basically. So this activates the starter that starts the engine. This switch right here, our switch number 2, this turns the ECU on. The third one here is our fuel pump that obviously supplies fuel to the engine so we can go. The fourth one here is our fans. We don't have to have that on obviously, but whenever the buggy gets warm, we're gonna turn those on. This one right here is our headlights. So we have 2 more to use. We don't quite know what they're gonna be used for. Maybe the light bar, I don't know yet. We still have a couple more things to wire up, but for the most part, it's done. We got all the wires coming from our relay board into this wire loom, and that runs all the way down, as you can see there. This right here is our battery cutoff switch. So this right here, if you guys remember correctly, this is the old dashboard. So it used to sit like that, and we just completely took it out. I think the only thing we might use off of it is the winch switch, which is like right here. But one thing we deleted along with the panel is the key feature, which is kind of nice. So Chris, you hold that for a second. It has like kind of a really weird car key. So you can go, show off to your friends, drive it to Walmart and not get it stolen. We don't have that anymore because we deleted it, right Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah. So instead we got a battery cutoff switch, and I love how we're showing someone how to steal this, but that's okay. So this is literally a key, so like once you turn it off, I think that's off position. So no one can turn the battery on without this key, and without the battery on, nothing gets power, so it works out great. So we're just gonna put that right back where it was. And we will end up mounting this somehow, but for right now, we just have it freaking super electrical taped, because fires, right? Jesse, rate our wiring job 1 out of 10.
1 out of 10.
Yeah.
Well, it's too soon to tell because we don't know if any of it works. Right?
So
right now it's 0.
As it sits, it's 0.
Oh,
yeah.
It could be negative, guys. It could be worse. It could be negative.
Yeah. There's wiring here, so you at least get a 1.
Okay.
Yeah, 1.
Yeah,
Awesome.
we'll give you a 1 to start with.
All right, I'll take it.
And then as each piece, works, we'll go up a number, and then if it all works,
Then it's like a 7.
we'll get you like a 7, maybe 7.5.
So the goal today is to get this thing almost to where we can just plug your thing in and drive it. Honestly guys, I'm super pumped because it's slowly but surely all coming together. From last video, we only got 2 mounts out of 3 done because it's so time consuming because everything's built from scratch. I mean, the only thing we really have to work with was the motor mount. So we had to go to a metal store, get the right size metal, which actually took 2 trips. We had to bend everything the right way, and Butch over here is just doing a fantastic job at fabricating everything because it's above our skill level, for being honest. As far as maintenance goes on the engine, we really just did a brand new valve cover gasket, so that was pretty easy. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. So we went on eBay and ordered a $67 header because we'll show you guys here in a second. The stock exhaust that the H22A came with was not gonna work because it came out this way like another foot, and obviously we don't have a whole lot of clearance with the frame here. So usually you don't buy cheap ass stuff like this on eBay and have it work. We got really lucky. It's working pretty good so far. I mean, it's not bolted up obviously, but we're just kind of like, you know, having everything mocked up, trying you know, kind of testing the fitment. This is the old exhaust. This is the exhaust that came with when we bought the engine. And I mean, like I said, almost an additional foot coming out this way, like horizontally. That would not work at all. Like, and we couldn't just cut it because the width here is different than the width there. But so, and the plan is, guys, the exhaust is just gonna come out and it's gonna shoot underneath, and we have just enough clearance between the bottom of the frame and the oil pan for it to work. It's gonna be like a cool center mounted exhaust, dude. It's gonna shoot flames, and oh yeah, guys, it has freaking launch control. It's gonna be sick.
Oh yeah?
Dude, yeah, it's gonna be like pop, 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 pop. All right, so Butch just brought this over. This is the driver's side control arm. So I know I kind of also touched on this in the last video, but we'll kind of go in depth more that's actually done. This guy right here used to be right here. And the problem with that was the block actually would hit it. So what Butch did is he cut out that section, welded plates here for reinforcement, and then he flipped the side around and welded it on the outside of it. It's basically going to be a super duper sturdy. It's not going to break. Do you have any comments on how it went or anything?
It was fun.
It was fun, yeah. How long did it take?
Quite a bit.
Quite a bit, yeah. But we're going to get those painted, and it's almost time for another time lapse. Oh yeah, quick note, guys. This is kind of funny. The brakes on this thing, they're actually ATV brakes. Meant for like little 400, 500 pound four-wheelers. What? What do you think, buddy?
It's gonna be fun.
The clutch. So this was the old slave cylinder for the old Dune Buggy. We couldn't use that. It's old and it's not the right size. We obviously went to AutoZone and we got the proper Prelude slave. All we had to do was borrow an adapter, or I guess permanently borrow an adapter from Jesse, and this little piece right here made everything go together correctly. So this adapted our stock clutch line to our brand new slave, and yeah, guys, it's happy. We bleeded it, and guys, this clutch is so stiff. Like, we tested it out. The clutch works. It's a hell of a lot heavier than it was from the factory. So with the old Buggy motor.
Okay, this is Gabe's first attempt at welding.
Second.
He's very new to this.
I showed him how to do it.
Oh, okay.
Watch your eyes.
Hold on. It's really trigger happy.
Let it kind of, you'll hear it go. A little more. There you go, right there. Yeah, there you go.
Alright guys, so right now we gotta paint these, and we're here taking off the surface rust, isn't that right, Zach?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And Joe over here, master painter with primer, only primer, because
Gabe.
yeah, Gabe didn't
Because
bring
he
the
brought it in the
paint.
expedition. He's like, oh, you know, in my infinite wisdom, I'm bringing one can of primer and then another can of primer. This is cardboard, ignore this.
You know he's gonna edit that out.
Here's the other primer.
Alright guys, so we had the engine pretty much mounted up perfectly where we wanted it. The only issue is, besides the alternator, the exhaust was hitting on the frame. So the exhaust was actually hitting right there. So we had to pull it back out, and the original plan was to cut the frame up and redo the frame right there. I realized, you know what, instead of doing that, we can probably do it the easier way. Work smarter, not harder, right? Cut part of the header down and move it back up to the flange. So that's exactly what we did. So we ended up cutting 3/4 of an inch off and re-welding it to that flange. And Jesse did a fantastic job re-welding this. The reason why we didn't go shorter is because we didn't have that much clearance from the exhaust to the oil pan. We can get close, but obviously we don't want it touching, you know, for vibration issues. But I will say, like, taking the guess, because we couldn't really get a tape measure in there, taking the guess of a 3/4 inch adjustment going up, I mean, guys, we are just like perfectly right below the oil pan, as you guys can see. I mean, there is not that much clearance, but like, we're about to drop this back in the buggy. Hopefully this is the last time we're putting it in there. and hopefully this clears the frame just fine. So we're about to find out. And if it doesn't clear it, it's MC Hammer. Sorry. If it doesn't clear it, it's freaking hammer time. So yeah, let's get this thing in the buggy, guys. Alright guys, it's now Friday and we are reaching a big turning point in the build. Billy is actually working on the CV axles. We showed you guys briefly, I think, last episode. We're finally gonna weld these up together, so that should happen pretty quick, hopefully. We got the harness. This came out of a 96 Civic, I believe. So in theory, we have everything we need to get this thing running and driving tonight, minus like some small nuts and bolts. So guys, we have an alternator clearing issue with the bracket down there.
You know, I got connections.
Yeah, I was like, so we need this bracket, and Kirsty's like, hey, let me just post it up on my Instagram. And like, how long did it take to get a response?
Like within a minute.
So go follow her Instagram. Alright guys, so right now we are fabricating the custom CV joints, and this is a pain in the ass, right guys? I mean, this is, I mean, master fabricator at work here, right?
Yeah, with Billy as my sidekick.
Yeah! And right now guys, we have it tacked up, and basically the Dune Buggy, the hub side is smaller in width than the Prelude side. So we have a little piece of tubing connecting the two. And we're just trying to make sure it's straight, because if it's not straight, it's going to vibrate and get worse and worse as we haul ass, which is inevitable. So that's what we got going on right now. And how's it looking, boys?
Yeah, we're getting there. Just trying to figure out.
Pretty fuck straight, man.
I'm freaking pumped!
You doggy.
So now the other side.
About that.
Woo! That was better.
Ooh, yes. I didn't get that on video. Yes, I have several chodes.
Is Gabe one of them?
I need some lube.
I'm gonna go get a rub and tug. I'll be back.
Who figured that out? I put it to a plastic.
I don't know.
I put it to a plastic.